The buzz of my alarm pulls me out of dream world and into reality. With a sleepy roll, I slap blindly at the sound. Just 5 more minutes. The buzzing doesn't cease no matter how hard I slap my clock. I blink open bleary eyes as 10:17 a.m. blinks back at me. Is this a school day? Crap. I shoot straight up in bed. I'm late for class. Oh no, it is! I push the off button on my clock, but it doesn't stop the buzzing. Wait, my alarm doesn't buzz. Glancing over at my desk, my phone buzzes loudly on the wood. It's Valerie. She's probably wondering why I wasn't in class this morning. Hope she's calling to bring me notes. Pretend you were there all along? Who calls us early? Who Sure. Why, Valerie?
Oh, did I wake you?
I can hear the laughter in her voice. Yes?
Geez, when do you usually wake up when we don't have class?
We don't have class?
Of course not. It's reading week. We don't have classes today.
Oh, that's better. That explains a lot. If we don't have class, then why are you calling me?
Because unlike somebody, I've been hard at work and found something interesting about Eagle's core.
Interesting. Really? What is it?
It's the secret to Eagle's maximum overdrive.
Oh, she found the secret to Eagle's maximum overdrive. Alright, I mean, I guess that's call-worthy. Wait, seriously? What does it say?
It says, come to the hangar right now.
That's weird. Why would a mecha say that? No, it doesn't.
Only one way to find out. See you in a few.
She doesn't wait for me to respond before the line goes dead. Valerie? She's lucky my curiosity is stronger than my irritation. Why am I irritated? I get dressed and ready for the day. Just as I'm about to head out the door, my phone beeps. I pull out my phone, expecting another text from Valerie. Instead, I see an old alert. Call Mom today. Oof. I guess my phone doesn't know Mom's dead. Mom. My chest tightens as if a hand is holding my heart. Today was her birthday. Last year, I was so busy at CINY that I completely forgot about Mom's birthday. I didn't give her a call until the next day, and even though she understood, I could tell she was disappointed. I created this alert right afterwards so I'd never forget again. How could I have known that would be your last birthday? A spark of anger heats my blood. If Mom and Dad really were the target of foul play, somebody's going to pay for ripping them away from me. From Nikki. My phone beeps again. I open up a message from Valerie telling me to hurry up. It's been like 2 minutes. I need to find out what's going on with Eagle. Maybe that'll give me a hint as to what happened to Mom and Dad. It very well could all be tied together. I take a deep breath, then hop on my bike and hurry to school. When I arrive at the hangar, I head straight for Eagle. Valerie stares intently at the terminal, biting her lip in concentration. She glances at me as I approach and smiles.
I almost thought you weren't going to show up.
Here I am. She points to the terminal, fidgeting with excitement.
It took some time, but I finally figured it out.
You were able to reverse engineer the overdrive mode? Valerie nods. Hey, that's incredible! She grins proudly at my enthusiasm.
It took a little longer than I expected since the missing pieces were really hard to fill in.
Yeah, okay.
The full schematics are unlike anything I've seen before. I wasn't even able to find anything remotely similar while researching.
Interesting. Her brows furrow in thought, then she shakes her head and her excited grin returns.
Anyway, I've tested the data in the simulator, and it worked flawlessly. Your core is calibrated to be able to use the overdrive mode on demand.
Now, what are the potential, pitfalls of that, downsides? Give me some cons here. That's awesome!
I haven't had a chance to try it in actuality, though. As much as I'd love to hop in your cockpit, I'm not much of a pilot.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
So, I leave the test piloting to you.
I nod. Of course. You're amazing, Valerie. Her smile broadens.
Oh, I almost forgot.
She returns to the terminal. As her fingers dance over the keyboard, another screen opens up. It's packed tightly with a lot of information, and the bottom has an open section to input a password.
I couldn't figure this out, and it looks like any sort of tampering will potentially wipe the data.
Oh.
What's weird about it is that all those lines are not really code that needs to be deciphered. They read more like references I don't understand. Since you build Eagle, I wondered if this might mean something to you.
Maybe. I glanced at the screen. It does read like a whole bunch of inside jokes meshed together. Some pieces seem familiar, but strewn together like that... Wait. Some pieces seem familiar, but strewn together like that throws me off. I'm sure if I had time to sit down and concentrate, I could work through this, but right now I'd rather focus on the overdrive mode. Do you have all the data you need for the overdrive mode?
Yeah, which is why I almost forgot about this. I'm not sure what's hiding behind here.
Gotcha. No rush then? She smiles.
No rush. I do think we should book off some practice time in the arena and confirm the overdrive mode works, though. I mean, theory is still theory.
I agree. I nod. I was thinking the same thing. Let's tell the team about this and see if we can get a practice session in before the match. I shoot off an urgent group text. As I wait for everyone to show up, I pull up the arena schedule on my phone. Is there any chance it won't be fully booked because it's reading week? To my surprise, the arena is completely open tomorrow. Talk about good luck! Coyote is the first to arrive.
This better be important. Exams are next week, you know.
Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Coyote taps her foot impatiently.
Where is everybody else?
They're coming. A few minutes later, Sho and Mayu trickle in with Yuna tagging along.
Sorry if we're late.
Look who we found trying to break into the hangar.
Yuna's cheeks flush.
I wasn't trying to break in. I was just about to text that I needed someone to let me in.
Sho grins.
Sure, that explains why you were pulling on the doors.
I was just testing to see if maybe they were unlocked.
Wait, Yuna, how did you get on campus so fast?
I was studying in the library when I got your text.
Ah.
Speaking of which, can you finally tell us what's going on so we can all get back to studying?
Sure. I glance over at Valerie, who nods. Valerie found out how to activate Eagle's overdrive mode on demand.
Are you serious?
Sho's voice rings out above the team's collective exclamations of surprise. Valerie nods.
Yup. Sorry it took so long.
The fact that you managed to figure it out at all is really impressive.
Yeah, I don't think just anyone would have been able to.
Maybe.
Valerie answers modestly, but there's a slight blush of color in her cheeks.
So what exactly do you mean by overdrive mode can be activated on demand?
Well, initially the programming was set to a single-run instance because it was in debug mode.
Uh-huh.
I found a way to change the options of activation. That being said, it's calibrated and tested in simulation, but...
Valerie looks at me. We want to reserve the arena so we can live test it. Coyote nods.
That makes sense. We definitely want to get a handle of it before our next match on Thursday.
Why exactly do we have a match scheduled during reading week? Everyone stares blankly at me.
Why wouldn't we?
At CINY, everything was cancelled during reading week. Classes, clubs, everything. They really wanted us to focus on studying.
That must have been torture.
I don't think it's a terrible idea. That just means there are fewer distractions from studying.
I know, torture.
I preferred it that way. Tell me about it. They didn't have to cancel everything. I say I prefer it that way. I actually appreciated that everything was cancelled. It helped me focus on studying, and I got high marks on my exams last year. Yuna smiles.
If our history project was any indication, I'm sure you'll do well this year too.
Thanks. Was that history though? I thought that was something else. Oh, maybe it was history, but we took on like a psychological project for it. Like with a focus on psychological aspects, I mean. I match her grin. Thanks.
Focus, guys!
Right, sorry.
Sorry.
Yuna seems thoughtful.
Since your match is on Thursday, that doesn't give you much time to practice. Isn't the arena already booked up this week?
No, not tomorrow. Actually, it's completely open tomorrow. I was thinking we could head over around...
No! Are you crazy? We can't do that!
I blink at Sho's outburst. Valerie looks just as confused as I am, but the rest of the team wears matching looks of horror.
What is up with those faces? You guys look like you've seen a ghost.
Oh, is it a Japanese thing? Is it a bad luck Japanesey day? Because Valerie and I were not Japanese.
I mean, you're not too far off. The arena is haunted.
Valerie bursts out laughing, and I let out a few chuckles. What are you talking about? We've used the arena plenty of times, and we've been fine.
It's not always haunted, only tomorrow.
It's not haunted, you idiot.
I can always count on Coyote to be reasonable.
It's cursed.
That's right. Never mind. What?
How is it cursed?
It's the curse of Yori and Nori.
Not Yori and Nori. You too, Yuna?
Joseph, Yori and Nori are no joke. Haven't you heard the legend?
Evidently not. No.
What legend?
Show takes on a serious tone.
Many years ago, there was a set of twin brothers, Yori and Nori, who attended ACE.
And they were both top pilots here.
They were fiercely competitive in the arena, and their matches were thrilling to watch. Yori was the older twin by a few seconds, and no matter how often they battled, he always took first rank.
Okay.
Nori hated being outmatched and overshadowed by his brother and trained harder than any other pilot at school. At the end of the season, the twins' highly anticipated match was just as exciting as ever, especially when Nori took the title of first rank from his brother.
Hey, good on him. I guess Nori's training finally paid off. Valerie raises an eyebrow.
Seriously? This is so cliché.
Show gives her a look, but otherwise ignores her.
It was all anyone could talk about, but Yori was furious. He didn't think it was possible that his brother could surpass him. He accused his brother of cheating and continued to pester Nori until Nori couldn't take it anymore. They agreed to one final match, no holds barred, which would prove who was the better pilot once and for all. Obviously, the school would never allow no holds barred matches, so they set up a time after hours to meet in the arena.
Boring.
Just wait!
When they met in the ring, they readied their weapons like usual. Charging their laser guns, they waited for the signal. As soon as it sounded, they simultaneously unleashed their shot, which collided in a huge explosion.
That's not how explosions happen.
Trust me, it happened. I don't know how it did, but it did.
Mayu and Yuna nod along with Show.
After the smoke cleared, standing in the middle of the arena were the twins' two gears.
Okay.
That's not the weird part. The weird part is that there was no trace of the brothers. Both the cockpits were completely empty.
Mayu shudders.
There weren't even ashes or anything.
Wait, let's go back a second to this explosion. How did the gears even survive that?
That's part of the mystery. They say that the brothers' spirits are trying to finish the battle to see who is the better pilot, and any pilot who dares get between them will suffer the consequences.
Valerie cocks her head to the side.
You guys really believe this stuff?
It's real. Ever since then, anyone who's used their gear on the anniversary of the brothers' battle has ended up with serious injuries.
Yeah, there was this kid whose gear malfunctioned and started moving on its own.
And the girl whose gear got stuck after it depowered, so she was trapped inside. They had to remove the whole front of her cockpit to get her out.
Those are just the reported ones. A lot of times what happens in the arena stays in the arena.
I see. Valerie looks at me.
What do you think?
I can't handle the curse. I got 99 problems, but a curse ain't one. Better safe than sorry. Well, I mean, the thing is, like, I'd be fine going in on my own. Like, I'm not afraid of the curse. But even though, based on Show's story, it does sound more like a haunting than a curse, I'm just saying. But I don't want to force them into it if they're, you know? If they're gonna be all scared about it, I don't want to force them into it. But if it's just, I just gotta say, I got 99 problems, but a curse ain't one. Yeah. I don't believe in ghosts or curses.
Then how do you explain all the bad things that have happened on that day?
I don't know. Coincidence?
The point is, we cannot be anywhere near our gears tomorrow. In fact, we should get out of Ace Academy altogether and go somewhere fun.
At least he's turning it around to something positive. Valerie's dismissiveness shifts to intrigue.
Ooh, I like fun.
She does like fun. Where were you thinking? A sly grin spreads across Show's face as he whips out a handful of tickets. Oh, he was already prepared with something. Okay.
The hot springs, of course.
Of course. How long have you been carrying those?
You don't want to know.
All right. I raise an eyebrow.
Let's just say I've got these ready for next year, too.
That sounds like a whole lot of fan service.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Video game! Valerie squeals and starts playing with her hair.
I can't wait to go. The water's going to feel so good.
I could use a break from studying.
You should come, Yuna.
Yuna smiles.
Okay, you've convinced me.
That was hard.
Wow, that was easier than I thought.
What about you, Kaori?
Cowdy frowns.
We don't have time for this. Don't you all have exams to study for?
Audio, stop
We've got
cutting
the
out.
whole week to study. Besides, even Mayu's going.
Mayu looks away as Coyote's gaze lands on her.
Are you going too?
Yeah. I'll study better once I've had a short break.
Studying is good, but it is also good to, take some time for yourself.
Come on, Kaori, live a little. If Mayu can go, then you can go. I mean, does anyone here study more than she does?
Maybe I do. Mayu frowns.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just that you're really smart.
Mayu blushes deeply, but looks pleased.
So, you coming, Kaori?
Coyote sighs.
Fine. But I'm coming back first thing the next morning. With or without you guys.
I wasn't planning on, sleeping in a hot spring. Is that typically how they do?
Yes, the gang's all going.
Alright.
Since my day tomorrow is pretty much shot, I need to get as much studying done now as I can. I'll see you guys later.
Coyote hurries out. I actually should get some studying done too.
Me too.
Same here.
It's time for me to hit the books too.
You too, Sho. Everyone pauses to stare at her.
What?
You study?
Of course. How else do you think I get straight A's?
Just by studying, yeah. Sho's eyes widen.
You have straight A's?
Valerie laughs.
Don't sound so surprised.
If everyone else is going to study, then what am I supposed to do?
Study? Study? Sho sighs.
I guess.
We can study together.
Sho perks up.
Suddenly studying sounds like a great idea.
Hey, there we go. Mayu smiles shyly. Sho takes her hand and the two of them wave before walking away. Aw, that's cute. Alright, well, I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Everyone says their goodbyes and heads their separate ways. I find a quiet spot in the library and spend a few hours studying. So much like real me. Once the words start to blur on the page, I decide to take a break. I wonder if anyone else is ready for a break too. Mayu, Yuna. Well, Mayu already has Sho, so let's see if Yuna wants some company. I wonder if Yuna's still trying out different clubs. The last couple of times I went with her, it was pretty fun. Let's see what she's up to. I dial Yuna's number. She seems out of breath when she answers.
Hello?
Hey, Yuna. Checking out any new clubs today? She chuckles.
Nope. I've decided on what I want to do.
Oh, really? What'd you choose?
Tennis.
I grin. Is that what you're doing now?
Actually, I decided to participate in the Tennis Open League today.
Oh, is that what you're doing now? There we go. That's how you say that. Does that mean you're going to try out for the school league next year?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. It's still a huge time commitment, but I can always drop in on club matches.
True.
Want to come watch?
I recall how Yuna schooled me in tennis the last time we played. There's no chance this will be a boring event. Sure, I'll meet you at the courts.
Okay, see you soon.
We hang up the phone and I make my way to the rec center. The event has a strong turnout, and while the spectator space is not as large as our other venues, more than half of the seats are filled. I scan the crowd of students lining the tennis courts in search of Yuna. She's off on her own, leaning into a runner's stretch. Hey, Yuna. Her face lights up when she sees me.
You're here. Thanks for coming.
I wasn't going to miss out on another chance to watch you wipe the floor with your opponents. She laughs.
You won't be so easy this time. I recognize some of the students from the Ace Tennis League. There's a good chance I'll have to play against them.
I take another look at the students holding tennis rackets. Most of them keep to themselves. They wear solemn faces and quietly stretch. A small group of students are gathered in a circle. Those must be the league members. I don't think I know who any of them are. Yuna pauses and points out the ones she recognizes.
That That girl with short hair is also a second year, and a pretty strong player on the team. She's actually from my hometown. We trained together in high school.
Well, that's cool. The girl is one of the only students with a smile on her face. She rolls her wrist and lets her racket hang loosely by her side.
The guy to her left is a first year. He just made it onto the team, so he's still in training.
Okay, cool. As Yuna gives me the stats of her opponents, her demeanor changes. Her posture relaxes and her eyes glance alertly around the court. She'd fit right in with the rest of us in the pre-combat room if she were a pilot.
And that small guy beside them is actually their star player.
Oh? Really? I glance skeptically at him. He looks like a high schooler who's still waiting to go through puberty.
Yeah, he's a third year and captain of the tennis team. In fact,
Yuna points again to the first girl. Okay, I was like, why'd you just refer to that person by two different gender pronouns?
will probably take his place as captain next year. He's also left-handed.
And that means?
I should have worked harder on my backhand.
Oh no. So it sounds like those few are the only real challenge here.
That's only as far as I know. There may be some hidden diamonds nobody knows about.
True. You'll do great anyway. I doubt there'll be any surprises. Just keep your head in the game. You'll do great anyway. Well, even if they are, you don't have to worry about them. I've seen firsthand what you can do, and I know you'll win this thing. She blushes.
Thanks.
Spectators are being ushered to their seats as the organizers announce the first matchup. I better go so I can claim a good seat. Yuna nods. The first few rounds are between students I don't know. I half-heartedly watch the matches, as they all kind of bleed together. Finally, Yuna's match is up. I sit up in my seat and wave as she walks onto the court. She smiles in acknowledgement. Her opponent is a random student I don't recognize. I settle back into my seat. This'll probably be a quick match. As I predicted, Yuna demolished the poor guy. Soon, the second round of matches begins, and Yuna is pit against the first-year Team League player. He scowls at Yuna, but she seems undisturbed. In the end, Yuna demolished him too. He stomps off the stage as I cheer along with the rest of the crowd for Yuna. When she's matched with the girl from the tennis team, the two of them nod in respect for each other. Yuna grips her racket tightly. A look of concentration replaces the smile on her opponent's face. They're more evenly matched, I assume because they're used to each other's styles and know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Although Yuna claims to be out of practice, she still comes out victorious with a 2-point lead. Finally, the two remaining contenders are Yuna and the third-year captain of the Ace Tennis League. Even from my seats, Yuna seems to tower over him. But he is unfazed. They ready their rackets as Yuna gives the first serve. Just like when I played against her, her racket connects with the ball in a resounding crack. It speeds across the net in a blur, but her opponent seems to be waiting for the ball and easily returns her serve. They continue to volley the ball back and forth. I lean forward in my seat, holding my breath. He strikes towards Yuna's left and her backhand misses. The audience lets out a collective gasp. Their match is the most engaging as the two of them dart across the court. They are tied and this last point wins the match. Ultimately, Yuna misses another backhanded strike and her opponent is named the victor. I race back down to the courts. Yuna and the captain are speaking, and as I approach, I catch the tail end of their conversation.
Did you try out for the league this year?
Yuna shakes her head.
No, I was focused on my studies and was worried the league might be too much of a time commitment.
No wonder I haven't seen you play before. I'll admit I was really impressed by your skills. You should try out for the league next year. I'm positive you'll make it onto the team.
I would be too with that performance. Yuna smiles politely.
Thank you for the offer. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I hope you do.
He glances my way, then politely excuses himself. Hey, Yuna. She whirls around to face me.
Oh, hey.
You were great out there.
Thanks, but I didn't win.
No, but you and the freaking captain of the tennis league were neck and neck for the majority of the match.
I know.
I thought she would finally realize just how impressive that was and crack a smile, but she frowns instead.
If only I'd practiced my backhand. I know I could have beaten him in his smug face.
Wow. I knew Yuna was competitive, but I had no idea she was this competitive. Try to calm her down. Never seen this side of you before. Let her vent. This was a hard loss, and if I were in her shoes, I'd be just as upset. Better that she gets it out of her system now than later. Yuna continues to mumble to herself until she naturally begins to calm down. Feel better?
A bit. Well, it looks like everyone is leaving.
Yeah, we should probably leave too.
I'm going to go to the lockers and shower. Thanks for coming out again.
This was fun. She smiles.
I'll see you later.
I say my goodbyes and we head our separate ways. My phone vibrates in my pocket. When I go to answer, I see Sho is calling me. Hey, Sho.
Broseph, I'm so glad you picked up. I need your help.
Are you okay?
No, I'm in dire need of assistance.
He's okay. What's going on?
Do you have any experience buying a gift? Or a lady friend?
We all know your lady friend is Mayu. There's no answer for just a second, then Sho speaks.
Still feels kinda surreal.
I get it.
So, does that mean you'll help?
I can't leave my bro hanging. Sho sighs in relief.
You are the best Broseph a bro could have. Meet me at the mall.
Okay, I'll be right there. So I'm glad this show is acknowledging the fact himself now, you know? Like, when he took her hand, I thought... But, you know, it's confirmation now, so yeah. I hang up the phone and head to my bike. Then I drive directly to the mall. After I park, I see Sho waiting for me at the main entrance. He greets me with his usual goofy grin, but his hair is disheveled and there's worry in his eyes.
Thanks for meeting me. I don't even know where to start.
Suggest jewelry, suggest stuffed animals, suggest chocolate, suggest books. Mayu loves reading, right?
Yeah. How did you know?
How do you not know that? I always see her reading when she's waiting for our team meetings to start.
Oh yeah, I guess she does do that.
You should get her a new book. Maybe something that's just come out? That way you know she hasn't read it yet.
I think she'd like that.
Sho nods.
Good thinking, Broseph. Let's go.
Yeah! He leads the way to the store. What is this gift for, anyway?
It's our 1-month anniversary.
Oh, congrats, man! Wow, time sure flies by fast. You're celebrating every month? There's no such thing. I'm gonna do this, yeah. Has it been a month already? I feel like it was just yesterday that we fought May's team.
I know, me too. Time seems to pass in a click, doesn't it?
I've never heard that saying before. Anyway, congrats on your 1 month!
Thanks. I'm actually kind of surprised by how it happened.
How did it happen?
It came out of the blue. Mayu and I were hanging out as usual the Monday after our match with Onobugeisha, and I could tell something was on her mind. When I asked her what was wrong, she blurted out a question about feelings. It was so unlike her that I was too shocked to speak. Mayu didn't even hesitate, and she started talking about how she's liked me since we were kids, and she wanted to know if I felt the same way or if I was into someone else.
Sho laughs.
I guess she saw me walking home with Hitomi and thought we were dating. Silly, right?
Yeah. Sho looks sheepish.
I started laughing as soon as she said that, and I know I embarrassed her, but I couldn't help it. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. As if I could ever like anyone else.
Yeah, right? I blink. Really?
Well, yeah. Why do you sound so surprised?
It was obvious how Maya felt about you, but you never seemed to notice. Sho's cheeks flush.
I noticed. Of course I noticed.
Then why?
She's so smart and pretty and awesome. She's way out of my league.
Aw, this is a lot more tender than I thought it was gonna be. She was head over heels for you.
It's still hard for me to believe that. That's why this gift is so important.
No wonder he seems so agitated. Mayu will love whatever you get her. The fact that you're buying her a present at all will make her happy. Sho smiles worriedly.
You think?
Of course.
Still, it has to be perfect.
I nod. On that note, we better get back to searching.
Right.
Good for them, that's cute. I hope Sho pick out the perfect gift for his lady friend. He ended up going with my advice and buying Mayu the newest fantasy bestseller. As we exit the store, Sho has a spring in his step, but he seems both nervous and hopeful. I hope she ends up liking her present. We say our goodbyes in the parking lot. I hope she likes it too, because I genuinely tried to pick what I thought was the best from Mayu, specifically, you know? Since I didn't have class today, I've got even more free time than usual. What do I feel like doing? Sorry, again, it's the what do I feel like doing, the phrasing of that just made me smile a little bit. Anyway, cue outro, go!